All right, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. This is we in lesson number 2. Still in lesson 1, but we in lesson number 2, 1.2. We 1.2. All right. Now, we're not our community, my teaching is not like everybody else's teaching. Everybody else want to be professional. I feel like you can learn if you can relate, and we're gonna keep it as hood as possible. And what I mean by hood, I'm going to talk to you like we sitting right at the table at dinner at one of the famous restaurants in your city or my city. All right. So again, welcome back. It's a little warm. I had to take your hat off for a second. Let's put it back on. Let's get cracking. All right. So now that you know exactly who you are talking to, we got to make sure your podcast stands out. Because here's the reality. There's over 4 million podcasts out there. 4 million. Actually, it's 4.5. So you got to be able to say, why should somebody, you got to ask the real life question. Why should somebody listen to yours? You got to ask that question. See, most podcasters, they make the mistake trying to do everything for everyone. You can't do that. They think they cover more topics, they'll reach more people. That's wrong. Dead ass wrong. This is how you become invincible to everyone. So let me give you the game right now. I can tell you this. Podcast for profit positioning formula is 4 parts. And when you nail all 4 of them, your show becomes a magnetic attraction for your ideal client. So part 1 is the who. This is your ideal client. See, we've covered this already. But positioning your statement needs to lead with who you serve. All right. And not what you talk about is not an option. It's who you help. And then so we got to also get into number 2. Number 2, part 2 of this positioning formula is the what. What transformation are you providing? What results are you going to get from what results are they going to get from listening to your show? People don't tune in for information, they tune in for transformation. All right. So you have to understand, people don't tune in for information, they tune in for transformation. They want to know their life is going to be different because they press play. Part 3 is the how. When you sit down and you think about the how, the one question you need to ask is, what is your unique approach? What makes your methods different? Those are the questions you need to ask. See, there's a million business podcasts, but there's only one you. Your experiences, your framework, your perspectives, that's your edge. For me, I went from the block to the boardroom. I knew how to maneuver the streets. I didn't know how to maneuver the industry. Of course, the guys that I ran with, we was a rap group and all of this and all of that, but I didn't know how to maneuver the industry. Once I figured out how to maneuver, when I got with a few of the mentors and became a mentee, learning, I became a sponge. And once I understood who I wanted to talk to, my podcast took a different direction. And then last but not least, part number 4 is, we call it the why not. What is your not? Now, this is so powerful that you got to really put all 3, and you got to go in that order. You have to stay in that order. But when you tell people what you're not, you're actually attracting people faster. This isn't for people who want to get rich quick. This isn't for the hobbyists. This isn't for folks who already have put in work. The clarity is right there. The wrong people and the right people, once you start getting clear and you have a lot of clarity, you will attract the right people. So let me show you how this looks in action. Here's my positioning statement for Podcast for Profits. Podcast for Profits is the show for service providers, content creators who are tired of inconsistent income and ready to build a 6-figure business using their podcast as their client-generating system. No fluff, no theory, just real strategies that work. This isn't for the hobbyists or people looking to be an overnight success. This is for serious creators who are ready to turn their voice into a vehicle for impact and income. You see how that works? You know exactly who it's for, what they'll get, how I deliver, and who it's not for. That's positioning. I'm positioning myself for them to understand this is what we do. All right. Now, you know how we do. We got some more homework inside the homework workbook is down there. Just go to it. Write your positioning statement using the formula above, the formula below. Give your podcast name, give it the show. I'm going to put that positioning also down in there. But your podcast name is the show for who, and who, you want to with the what transformation. I help them how and your unique approach. And then the show is not for, and it's tell you who it's not for. All right, fill in those blanks, read it out loud. Make sure it sounds good to you. And and if it sounds good to you, then you move forward. But if it doesn't, you need to go back and revamp it, because if you don't revamp it, guess what happens? You are stuck in the process. All right. Make sure it makes sense. Make sure it's who you feel. All right. This statement is going to guide you through everything. Your topics, your marketing, your guest selection, all of it. So don't rush through it, man. Take your time. Listen, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So take your time. All right. And I'm going to see y'all in the next lesson, man. Listen, I'm having a ball, because what I've learned over the years, I want to give it to y'all so y'all can jump into this podcast game and become very, 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 very successful. All right. I'm going to see y'all in the next lesson. All right. Peace.